All right, let's kick off this deep dive. And today we're taking a look at Haptic R&D Consulting. They've got this website, really interesting stuff. And what caught my eye is they're European. But they're making this big push for investment, looking for partners, and get this, at a major Asian financial forum. Kind of makes you wonder, why Asia? Huh.
Yeah, it is a curious strategy, isn't it? I mean, could be a few things at play here. Maybe they see, I don't know, some kind of special connection, between what they're good at and the kind of innovation that's happening in Asia these days. Or could be they're trying to tap into certain funding sources or partners that are just more and more common over there in that region.
Makes sense, makes sense. So let's dig into what Haptic actually does. On their website, they say they're all about, and I'm quoting here, creating a synergy business bridge between SME companies and R&D laboratories to merge together in revolutionary and innovation projects. A mouthful, I know. But what's that actually mean on the ground?
Well, sounds like they're playing matchmaker. Companies that need innovation and the researchers cooking it up in the lab. Let's say you've got a company that wants to, I don't know, weave in some augmented reality into their product line, but they just don't have the know-how in-house. Haptic comes in, finds a lab that's doing like cutting edge AR work and helps them, partner up and bring that tech to market.
Ah, okay, so that's the synergy business bridge,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
They're the missing link between research and real-world stuff, but they're not just laser-focused on one industry, are they?
No, not at all. Their website mentions a bunch of different sectors. Pretty impressive range, actually. Of VR, AR, healthcare, wearables, even manufacturing and construction. They're in there. So seems like they've got this adaptable approach, take their innovation know-how and apply it across different fields.
And speaking of crossing borders, they're headed to AFF Deal Making 2025 in Asia. This thing's huge. Thousands of companies, everyone's looking for deals, trying to find investors. But why would a company focused on engineering consultancy, that's what they call themselves, why would they be interested in an investment forum? Doesn't quite add up.
Yeah, that's a good point. Makes you think they're not just offering consulting. Maybe they're trying to develop and, sell their own innovative solutions. Could be they need funding to like scale up, or maybe they want partners to help them take specific technologies to new markets. Who knows?
On their website, they do mention they're looking for investors. And they say, seeking opportunities in emerging technology, so it sounds like they want partners who, share their vision for the future. But what about those other partners they're after? They mentioned companies that want to integrate innovation and research institutions that want to collaborate on R&D projects.
Yeah, that really reinforces this idea that they're trying to build this whole ecosystem around innovation, not just working on isolated projects. They're trying to create a network of collaborators to, push innovation forward on multiple fronts.
So like a network of innovators, almost like a league of extraordinary minds.
Yeah.
But how does engineering consultancy, I mean, it sounds so technical, so specialized. How does that set them up to do all that?
Well, engineering consultancy can be surprisingly broad, It's about understanding these complex systems, finding problems, and designing solutions. That kind of analytical problem-solving mindset, that could be really valuable in innovation because you're always dealing with new challenges and, uncharted territory.
So it's not just about the numbers and the code, it's about seeing the big picture, right? Seeing the potential in new ideas. But there's so many companies out there saying they're innovation experts, right? What makes Haptic different? What's their secret sauce?
That's what we need to figure out. Their website talks about this synergy business bridges thing. But we need to dig a little deeper, see what it really means, and if they've got any real-world examples of successful collaborations, ones that they've helped put together.
Right, right. We got to get past the marketing lingo. See if they can actually walk the walk.
Yeah.
So let's shift gears a little and take a closer look at some of the specific projects and partnerships they highlight on their site. Maybe that'll give us a better idea of their strengths and what they bring to the table.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what we find. Maybe there's a hidden gem in there, a case study that really shows off the power of this synergy business bridge approach. Let's dive in.
Okay, so I'm looking at their website, and one project that really pops out is this work they did with a medical device startup. They helped this company connect with a university lab. They specialized in biocompatible materials
Yeah.
to develop, a new type of implantable sensor. So that's like a textbook example of their synergy business bridge,
Yeah.
right? They saw a company with a need, researchers with the expertise, and boom, They made the connection.
Exactly. And it looks like they didn't just make the introduction and disappear. They were there for the whole thing, like defining what the project would be, managing the technical development, even help the startup get more funding to, actually bring the product to market.
Wow, so they're not just consultants, they're like full-on innovation partners. That's a big difference, don't you think?
Huge difference. It shows they're really in it. From the idea all the way to selling the thing. It's not just connecting the dots. It's about shaping the whole outcome.
I see they also talk about their work in the VRR space. They helped a museum develop a VR experience, pretty immersive. Visitors can explore ancient ruins in this whole new way.
That's so cool. It's a great example of how they're taking this cutting edge tech and using it to enhance cultural experiences, right? And it shows they're not just about high tech industries. They're looking for any opportunity to use technology to solve problems, create value across different sectors.
It's like they have a talent for finding these unexpected connections, right?
Sure.
Bridging the gap between things that seem totally different. Wonder if that comes from their team. On their website, they mention expertise in engineering, business, design, even psychology.
Yeah, that multidisciplinary approach, that could be key to their success. Allows them to look at problems from all these different angles and come up with truly innovative solutions. And it means they can talk to everyone, scientists, engineers, marketers, investors. They can speak all those languages.
So they're not just tech geniuses, they're also great communicators and collaborators. That's a powerful combo these days when so much of innovation is about bringing together different perspectives and expertise.
Totally agree. And don't forget their focus on SMEs. Lots of consulting firms, they only care about the big corporations, but Haptic seems to be making a real effort to support smaller businesses, which, they're often the ones driving innovation.
That's a good point. Makes you think they're not just in it for the money, but they really want to help innovation at every level. They're kind of like democratizing access to this cutting-edge tech and know-how, helping smaller companies compete on a global scale.
Yeah, and them going to AFF Deal Making 2025, that backs that up, right? They're not just there to mingle with the big guys. They're actively looking for partnerships and investments that can help these smaller businesses grow.
I like that refreshing perspective. But it also makes me wonder, what are the risks of working with a company like Haptic? Are there any downsides to this synergy business bridge thing?
That's worth thinking about. I guess one risk is, they're involved in so many different projects. Maybe they lose focus or their expertise gets, spread too thin.
Yeah, that's a valid point. And what about the companies they partner with? Are there risks for them too?
Well, one thing that comes to mind is intellectual property, right? When you're working with people outside your company, especially research institutions, there's always that risk of, your ideas getting shared or even copied. Haptic would need to have some really solid agreements in place to make sure their clients are protected.
Yeah, that makes sense. Reminds us that innovation always comes with risks, and you need a partner you can trust, someone who can help you navigate those risks and protect what's yours.
Exactly. That's why it's so important to do your homework, choose
Oh.
your partners carefully.
Their website says they have this really strict vetting process for the companies and labs they work with, which is reassuring. But even with the best precautions, there's always some uncertainty with cutting-edge innovation, right?
Oh, absolutely. Innovation is disruptive by nature. You're pushing boundaries, going into the unknown. There's always a chance things won't go as planned, that you'll hit some unexpected roadblocks.
So not for the faint of heart, huh? But for companies that are ready to, embrace the risks and rewards of innovation, having a partner like Haptic could be, like, priceless.
Couldn't agree more. They seem to have this unique blend of technical skills, business savvy, and that spirit of collaboration.
Yeah.
That could be a huge asset for any company trying to integrate cutting-edge tech and really drive growth.
And their whole thing about building synergy business bridges, that tells me they're not just thinking short term. They're trying to create these lasting partnerships that can fuel innovation for years to come.
That's a pretty compelling vision, isn't it? But we can't forget, innovation isn't just about technology, it's about people, too.
You're right. It's about the people who are driving these collaborations, taking the risks, pushing the limits, shaping the future.
It's about those scientists in the labs, the entrepreneurs with big ideas, the engineers building it all, and the investors, the ones betting on what's next.
And it's about companies like Haptic. They're the catalysts, the connectors, the ones making it all happen, bringing everyone together to create something truly amazing.
And their decision to go to Asia for investment and partners, That speaks volumes about how interconnected the world is now.
It shows that innovation isn't limited to one place or industry anymore. It's a global thing.
And it's moving faster than ever, new breakthroughs popping up every day.
So what does all this mean for you, the listener?
Well, for one thing, it means the future is wide open with possibilities.
No matter what industry you're in, what you're interested in, there are probably tons of opportunities for innovation and growth just waiting to be discovered.
And it means companies like Haptic could be the key to unlocking those possibilities for you.
Whether you're a small business trying to use cutting-edge technology or a research lab trying to turn your discoveries into something real, Haptic's Synergy Business Bridge approach could help you reach your full potential.
But it's not just about finding the right partner. You also need to cultivate your own innovative mindset.
You got to stay curious, embrace new ideas, and be willing to challenge the way things are done.
Because the world's changing so fast, the only constant is change, and the only way to thrive is to embrace it.
And hey, who knows, maybe someday you'll be the one pitching your groundbreaking idea at an event like AFF Deal Making, with Haptic by your side, helping you turn your vision into a reality.
Exciting times we're living in, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. The future is full of potential, and it's up to all of us to shape it. But before we get too lost in the future, let's bring it back to Haptic's goals at AFF Deal Making 2025.
Right. They're looking for investors, companies, and research institutions to collaborate with.
But what are they hoping to achieve with these partnerships? What's the end game?
Good question. To answer that, we got to dig a little deeper into their website, see if they've given us any hints about what they're prioritizing.
Let's do it. Their website mentions a few key areas where they want to make a difference. One of those is sustainability. Seems like they're really interested in using technology to tackle environmental problems.
Yeah, they talk about this project where they helped a renewable energy company develop a more efficient solar panel. And they use some pretty advanced materials to do it. Seems like they're not just interested in, making things a little bit better. They want those breakthroughs, the ones that completely change the game.
Yeah, exactly. We need more than just like small improvements to what we already have, right? We need
Sure.
these big, bold, innovative solutions, ones that can actually address the massive environmental challenges we're facing.
And it seems like Haptic is really looking for partners who share that ambition. On their site, they specifically say they want investors who are, and I'm quoting here, passionate about building a sustainable future.
It's not just about the tech itself. It's about finding people who have that same vision, that same commitment to making a positive impact.
Mm.
Yeah, totally. It's not enough to have a great idea. You need the right people, the right resources to make it happen.
Absolutely. And it seems like Haptic gets that. Their website also talks about how committed they are to social impact. They believe that technology should be used to make people's lives better, not just to, make money.
Right, they give this example of a project where they help develop a mobile app. It connects rural communities with healthcare providers. It's a good reminder that innovation isn't always about, fancy gadgets and stuff. It's about solving real problems, making a real difference in people's lives.
Yeah, that's a great example of how technology can be a force for good. It
Yeah.
can bridge gaps and empower communities.
It makes me think that Haptic isn't just a consulting company. It's almost like a social enterprise. They're using their expertise to, drive positive change.
I think that's a pretty accurate assessment. They seem genuinely driven by this desire to make a difference, and they're using their whole synergy business bridge approach to connect innovation with impact.
It's cool to see a company that's not just talking the talk. They're actually walking the walk. But we got to remember, they're still a business, right? They need to make money to stay afloat.
Of course, but it seems like they're finding that balance, between their social mission and their financial goals. They're showing that it's possible to do well by doing good.
Them being at AFF Deal Making 2025 really shows that, right?
Yeah.
They're not just there to show off their, altruistic projects. They're also looking for investors who see the value in their unique approach.
They're proving that sustainability and social impact can be good business strategies. It's not just about charity, it's about creating long-term value for everyone, the company and society.
That's a powerful message, isn't it? It says we don't have to choose between profits and purpose. We can find ways to make them work together.
Yeah, and that message is resonating with more and more investors and entrepreneurs these days. People are realizing that the most successful businesses are the ones that are solving real problems, the ones that are making a positive impact.
And Haptic seems to be leading the way, building bridges between innovation, investment, and impact.
Their journey's just starting, but it's clear they're on a mission to make a difference.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into haptic R&D consulting, we're left with a feeling of optimism, excitement even.
Definitely a company to watch, that's for sure.
They're proving that innovation can be a force for good, and they're inspiring others to do the same.
And who knows, maybe someday you, the listener, will be the one partnering with them, using your own talents and ideas to build a better future.
Until then, keep those brains working, keep those ideas coming, and keep believing in the power of innovation to change the world.
That's all for this deep dive. Thanks for joining us.